Good evening, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Wars 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well this great evening. We're out here in the wilderness trying to do a tape before I actually end up tonight. So I'm going to try to get one done, and we'll probably end up posting it on Sunday morning. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're on your plan. Hope you're on a purpose. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I feel very blessed for all the great contributions. We have people giving contributions with subscriptions, ideas, likes, topics, all kinds of great stuff like that. So it's greatly appreciated. I appreciate it a great deal. Today we're going to talk about physical superiority, prowess when it comes to being on semen retention. You know, some good questions we've had, and I probably will talk about this at some point soon again. We talk about things like edging and talking about what if people have nocturnal emissions, things like that. You know, and I've read some stuff, and so I'm going to do a little more research on this part of it. But it is interesting because even the Book of the Mortal talks about that you can have a person who is not really transmuting energy, and so it's an overload of too much energy. And that's not always good too. And we've talked about that before, that having too much energy is not good as well. And so, you know, if a little comes out when it comes to nocturnal emissions or something like that, or if you choose to release a little bit, I don't think, especially if you're younger, it's not going to end up hurting you. But again, remember, the bottom line really is this is all your energy. Now they call it the I think it's the yin, and I have to go back and look at the terms again. But you're talking about a lot of the male semen, which is very powerful, and this is very strong. And so what you really have to kind of do is try to use it in the best way possible. I think the book The Immortal and some of these other things are Taoist type movements are talking about more of how to use your energy most efficiently, and I think that's important. I think certainly there's nothing that I've ever seen that says you can't obviously release when it's appropriate, like for instance having children, that sort of thing. But on the other hand, we also talk and realize that people are going to release anyway, and it just happens, you know, for whatever reason. But the big idea we're talking about here, I guess, is really the whole idea of trying to maintain a lifestyle in which you're focusing on your goals. You're not in lust. You're not in desperate mode. You're not a warrior who's chasing after women all the time. The women, if anything, is chasing after you like wild animals. You know, they really want that energy you have. And that's important to realize. So you want to use it to your best advantage. You know, I read a lot of different things we're talking about releasing, you know, edging, things like that. Remember, guys, it comes back to your thought pattern and your relationship with God. That's the key type of thing. We're going to talk about that a little bit in our thing here, but let's do a couple of shout outs first. I know we're at 3 minutes here, but let me kind of do a couple of shout outs here. So 2023 NCIS, a couple of good quads. You know, talking about edging, we're talking about, and he kind of made some talking about quit edging, things like that. I think certainly the key, my friends, is to kind of look at your lifestyle. You can't be releasing 4 or 5 times a week, 4 times, 5 times a day, and just getting wrapped in pictures. I think the pictures are as dangerous as releasing is. You have to be careful watching and getting tempted by the images you're seeing. And that's something you have them. So I think if you're going to go and do monk mode, realize that monk mode, at times you're going to struggle with monk mode. Especially if you've been off, like for instance myself, 47 years off of it, you're going to have trouble going back. But keep trying, keep pushing yourself to the point of becoming the best you can become and conserving that energy at the most you can do. And that's the key. Hamza Redfield, thank you, my friend Redfield. TK2112. Jordan R. Berry, God bless you, my friend. I appreciate it. The Cats Pajamas or PJs, thank you, my friend. Julian, the Holy Ghost. I think there's a lot of things to do with that trilogy there, the triumphant type of thing we could talk about at some point. Let me see what else I got. Aboajasm, thank you. Thomas Van der Sman, thank you. A star 9, 4 weeks. He's talking about a girlfriend. I think once again, how you use your energy is up to you. That's going to be your choice. I have no position to judge anyone because I've struggled for years myself with it. But the key is going to be being able to kind of handle yourself so you're not depleting yourself to the point where you become sick and you become less of a masculine man than you are, and that's the key. And again, Oliver Posch, thank you guys for your comments. I'm going to go to a whole new list starting probably Monday. I may not do one tomorrow, but I will do one on Monday and go back to our list of all the new people with all new titles and things like that too. And I think tomorrow we're going to focus on your facial looks and SR as well. All right, so back to our topic at 5 minutes here. I know we kind of spent a lot of time talking about a different topic that's related in a way, but we want to kind of focus on the idea of your physical superiority. And a lot of people need credit for this one. Giodude 92, Joelercoaster, Matt C 586, and Junior all talked about the fact of the health and the idea that they're not getting sick. Now, I can't remember the last time that I was sick. I think it must have been many, many years ago, maybe 2005, 2006. Maybe there was a day that I was sick back 20 some years ago that I missed work. I remember one day I missed work, but that must have been, I don't know if it was 2000 and maybe it was 2005, 6. I can't remember now. But the bottom line really is that even with all the stuff going on over the last few years, I was never sick. I never missed work. I never really kind of got those type of things a lot of people get. Now, why do you say that? Well, over 1,000 days, 1,000 now 50 some days, of no FAP, semen retention, all that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden, you're feeling stronger and stronger. And I think that those nutrients you're keeping in your body allows your body to resist things better. It just makes perfect sense to me that if you're sitting there and you are transmuting all this energy throughout your body, and you're keeping most of your energy, if not all your energy, all the time, you're gonna have a tremendous ability to fight disease and stress. One of the things that does not happen to me, and it's been tested the last couple days, with me running around and working 65 hours a week trying to do things that I really enjoy doing and trying to kind of get things done, but also helping with the family and the kids and the pets and everything else, fixing the house up. The bottom line is that stress is something that I deal with so much better since I've been on this journey. And I think a lot of that comes down to how you handle and how your body is reacting. And if you're weak, if you're releasing all the time and you're not really keeping that energy and transmuting it, of course you're going to be more susceptible to those diseases. And certainly stress is one of those that creates a lot of openings in your body for the evil one or diseases to come in, however you want to term it. And so the bottom line really is you need to continue to keep your energy as much as you can. And of course, I understand because I went through many, many years of this, and we've had lots of viewers talking about, well, unfortunately I released after 3 weeks or released after 90 days. Warriors, this is part of the battle. You're not going to win every battle. I didn't win every battle for 47 years. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. And it's a hard pill to swallow to say you've come far and all of a sudden now you're released again. But the bottom line is never give up. From experiences, whether it's 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, that this works. This is what we should be doing as masculine males, holding our energy, making sure that we're fulfilling the plans that our God has for us, providing, protecting, creating things, and having an effect in society that influence society and be that masculine male that we need to be. And so the whole idea, my friends, is having that strength. And how can you have that strength if you're being depleted, 3, 4, 5 times a day, looking at some kind of crazy picture and trying to do something, a short-term pleasure, whatever it might be, and you're not really helping yourself, you're hurting yourself. Now, obviously, if you're with one person, those are choices you're going to have to make. And we talked about that at the beginning of the broadcast here. We know that with one person, you got to make a choice. You got to decide, am I going to release with that person or not? And the other thing is that you're going to have to kind of decide how much I'm going to release, and is it something that I can really control? Now, sometimes you can have intimacy without releasing, and that's another option. But just remember, the releasing part is the key. You are basically holding that energy and transmuting it. When it's out there, it just dissipates and it's gone. Just like anything else. Matter can't be destroyed, created, it just transfers. So when it's out there in the atmosphere, it just goes away. So you've lost it, right? Now you can create more. Obviously, there's ways to bring that back. And we can talk about that in another type of episode, bringing your testosterone higher, getting more of those type of things. But your physical nature is important, and you want to be healthy. And by working out, by, in my opinion, taking cold showers, by eating the right foods, by getting rid of the addictions, all the things we've been talking about recently, that's going to make you a stronger, healthier person, and you can fight off disease a lot easier. And once you're able to control the addiction of retention or releasing, now you have another opportunity then to go after some of the other addictions that we all have, whether it's overeating, gambling, drugs, drinking, whatever it might be. You now have the process, the confidence, the mechanism to go ahead and change those and to change your life around. And you start by retention, because that's the most powerful one that you have. That one can destroy you if your lust runs amok, and you can't let that happen. So that's why it's key to look at all the things, the benefits that retention give you. And one of those biggest benefits is your physical superiority that you did not have before. You now are physically superior in many ways. You're a superhuman person. And maybe that's the title I'll call this one, being a superhuman during semen retention. All right, thank you, Giodude 92, Matt C586, Junior, Joelercoaster. I appreciate your comments, as all the other ones are. We'll start our new list probably on Monday, and kind of looking at some of the topics. I think we'll talk about facial looks tomorrow. All right, and we got one on edging. I think edging's that's the next one coming up. So we'll talk more about the edging one and that type of thing too. All right, my friends. So have a good evening and have a blessed Sunday. I'll probably post this on Sunday, but have a blessed Sunday. Spend time meditating, being with your God, making sure that you're following the right patterns. Be patient. Allow your God to talk with you and be able to tell you exactly where you should be at and the things you should be doing. Until then, my friends, two things. One, every day is a new day to a great warrior. And number two, my friends, don't ever forget to continue to never give up and to battle